Hi, I'm Joanna Cockerline, and this is my novel, Still. Still is the story of 18-year-old Kayla, who's living and working on the streets of Kelowna, BC, and also of her friend Little Zoe, a fellow sex worker who's missing. Set in the vibrant and diverse community of those living unhoused, it's a story of survival and also of finding a home, especially in oneself. Ultimately, it's a story of enduring friendship, community, resiliency, and hope. I'll read from the first chapter. The night little Zoe disappeared, Kayla had been working Leon Avenue, the skies deepening into starlessness. Cars trickled by, some people going about their business, some there to look, some more than looking. The street was quiet in the February cold. The neon open sign of the pub hummed, lit only by the letter E. The usual people were scattered down the street, smoking or talking to themselves. Someone's radio on the sidewalk beside them emptied into the night. Streetlights hung their heads. A man pulled up in a dirty Ford pickup. Kayla strode over, the heels of her boots grinding grit. 7 months in, this life was part survival, part dare to herself. How much? She figured this would just be another quick date, not the first of the night and not the last. But leaning towards the truck's open window, she caught a hint of a smell that she'd once known. Horses and hay and dusty sunlight, the mulchy depth of a barn. She felt a stab of memory. Her eyes took it all in, the way she'd trained herself to do. The truck had more than a few days of fast food wrappers and coffee cups on the floor, empties of Labatt 50. On the passenger seat, along with a jar of peanut butter and a knife licked clean, lay a nail puller and a rasp, glinting under the streetlight. Farrier tools for shoeing horses. Like many things, they could become weapons. But there was that hint of a barn. "Let's go to City Park," she told him, pointing up the street toward the lake. She preferred to work in the parking lot there. It was close and efficient, and if she ever got into trouble, she had the whole street community nearby. By day, people walked their dogs there, took selfies by the lake with the backdrop of sloping green mountains. Summers, it brimmed with picnicking families, ice cream dribbled kids toting inflatables. But on this night, the only sign of a person was the swell of a sleeping bag under a tree and a brimming shopping cart. She put her face on the man's shoulder, just for a moment, to breathe in that scent of a farm. From the way he moved towards her, he may have thought that feeling was for him. But she just did her job, and he did his. She would save the memory of that farm for later. Looking back, trying to recall any detail about little Zoe's disappearance, she remembered only the vividness of that smell, how even the hint of a scent could transport you somewhere you thought you'd left for good, remind you of dreams you once had, the things you had done, of who you once were, or could have been, of who you were now. Later, alone in her sleeping bag on the sidewalk, looking up at the sky, the stars so hard and bright, she breathed in her hands, seeking out any trace of the farm. She at once hoped for a hint of what she'd once loved, and, at the same time, was afraid she might find it. Thank you.